It seems I have to re-lecture Donald Trump and the rest of the MAGA in order to make them understand what NATO is and what NATO is supposed to do. Because after this latest post from Truth Social, Donald Trump criticizing NATO because, in his words, in his screwed up brain, NATO wasn't there when we needed them. Maybe Donald Trump doesn't understand that NATO was there when we needed them the most. When we were attacked on September 11th, 2001, when the towers fell, when the Pentagon was attacked. I wonder if they know the provisions of Article 5. You see, every single NATO ally and several non-NATO nations came to the United States to help us during our operations in the Middle East. Those nations included the United Kingdom, Germany, Canada, France, Italy, the Netherlands, and especially Canada, the one Donald Trump wants to make into the 51st states that he wants to invade, who is threatened to invade. You know, the nations that Donald Trump has spent years and a good chunk of his time back as president that he's criticized, mocked, and docked down to, and started trade wars with, they have helped the United States. Except now, the Iranian war that Donald Trump started. You see, the issue with the Iranian war that Donald Trump started is the fact that the United States wasn't attacked. We're the ones who launched military strikes against another nation, a nation that we publicly admitted that we were in ongoing relations with. Not only did we attack Iran, we did so without even talking to our allies in and out of NATO. And even if we did, Trump wouldn't care about what any of them had said to him, because he has no respect for anyone but himself and his brain that's been behind so many embarrassments and business failures, and now is leading America into failure. Trump can keep bitching and crying about our allies refusing to send troops to fight and die in a war he never talked to them about, because he needed them to come bail his ass out. But that's not what NATO is supposed to do. NATO's prime function is to be a military and trade alliance between nations, not to fix Donald Trump's fuck-ups. Not only that, in what world is it okay for a president to berate, to criticize, mock, and belittle our allies and have the unmitigated nerve to demand that they clean up the mess he created? There's not a MAGA person out there who, if they knew, who knew someone treated them like crap, constantly talking bad about them and trying to bulldoze them, will a person come to that person's aid if they needed it after that individual, got them inside of a disaster on their own making? NATO is telling Donald Trump rightfully to fuck off. You don't need a deep understanding about geopolitics or international affairs to understand that if you don't treat people with respect, that if you treat people like shit, and then you expect them to respect you and help you when you call for it, Only a sociopathic, narcissistic asshole like Trump will expect that. And he is a sociopathic, narcissist asshole. Emphasis on the asshole. After we were attacked on the 9/11 nightmare, they were there. It's absolutely disrespectful to completely ignore that so this president can throw his hissy fit. Why won't you help me? Why won't you help me? Help me on the screw up that I fucked up, but I need your help. These nations have people die fighting in Afghanistan, helping us in our war on terror, and now Donald Trump wants to disrespect them and their memories by claiming that NATO has never been there for us? They have, and there will be in the future if we're ever attacked. The issue is we were never attacked by Iran. He ordered the attacks on Iran. He started the war without a plan, a strategy, a clear goal. He ordered military strikes, and he did so again without telling our NATO allies. It was only after the Strait of Hormuz was closed and he created a massive global energy crisis that he couldn't bully his way out of. Then he suddenly cared about NATO. But it's not their job to save him from his own incompetence. That's Congress's job, to protect this country from an unfit, unhinged president who has no earthly clue and no earthly business holding that office. They're just willingly not doing their duty. Several of them have called for his impeachment, but the numbers need to grow even bigger than that. So anyone daring to say NATO wouldn't be there for us, including Donald Trump, is clearly a walking example of historic ignorance, completely disrespecting the people from those allies who fought and died, showing for us after we were hit on 9/11. But then again, disrespecting veterans and those who fought and died for this country is nothing new for an asshole like Trump and his supporters. After all, quoting Donald Trump, they're just suckers, losers, and he prefers those who weren't captured. You created this war, Trump. You pushed our soldiers to their deaths. You created this crisis. Stop looking for other people to save your ass from it, because it's not going to happen. CTP, no truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.